There's an old saying in Nigeria, a single tree cannot make a forest. At First Bank, we started from humble beginnings.
Welcome to Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Shannon Lanier.
And I'm Katira King. Live from New York, we're here with your 360 look at entertainment, arts, and culture.
That's right. And on today's show, we have NBA star Matt Barnes in the house.
Yes, indeedy. And we're joined by relationship expert Susan Trombetti.
Plus, love and hip-hop Miami star Shay Johnson is on set, and I'm sure it's going to get hot up in her. I can't wait.
It's about to be a party.
Right.
But we need to start with a man that we've been speaking about for the last week and a half.
Who also knows how to party.
I mean, he does. But you're in your, last maybe decade or so of life. Wow. I'm not understanding why you're in the news so much, Quincy, but you're at it again. And as we reported last week, he went on record saying that he confirmed that he has 22 girlfriends. Now, yesterday, he spilled all kinds of tea in a Vulture interview.
That's for sure. In the two-part interview entitled In Conversation, Quincy Jones, the producer, writer, and composer, held nothing back on how he felt about the music industry, politics, and made sure to shade all those he felt were not up to par.
Yes, and of many on Jones's hit list, Michael Jackson was the one that took us all by surprise. I mean, I thought they were the best of friends.
Right.
As we know, Jones was pivotal in spearheading Michael's career, and the Thriller album wouldn't be what it is without his involvement. However, Quincy said that Michael stole a lot of his music and wouldn't even pay writers royalties for the song Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
That is a harsh accusation.
Right?
And get this, to add insult to injury, Quincy also said he told Michael to slow down on all the plastic surgery and to take it easy on the propofol. But Jones did give props to the interview and said that some of today's music artists, he gave some of them props, like Kendrick Lamar. He said it was awesome. Chance the Rapper, and actually basically on the next wave of musical masterminds.
Okay, so we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
What is going on? Quincy, what's going on? Why is he coming out to reveal all these intimate details of his life, of his friendships, of his career, of his relationships? This isn't the Quincy we're used to.
Well, a lot of people say, you know, maybe he's sick, maybe something's going on with his mind or something's going on with his health. And he's like, let me just get all the skeletons out the closet, you know, because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Or maybe he's not able to control his blabbing mouth and he just keeps telling all the secrets. And people are like,
I think that's more like it.
Stop telling the secrets.
I mean, this is someone who is famed, past tense, was famed for the privateness of his private life.
Yeah, because he knew all the stars and all the tea.
And we didn't know anything about them from him.
Right.
Now he's telling us everything, things we didn't even ask for, things we shouldn't know.
Like this next piece of information.
So while Jones skated over the question on whether his friend Bill Cosby's alleged behavior shocked him, he did say, we can't talk about this in public, man.
What does that mean?
I don't know, honey. It sounds like a little, I know something, but I'm not ready to tell you on the record.
Right.
But he made sure to talk about the behaviors of good friend Marlon Brando and
Get
Richard
this,
Pryor.
because some are calling this talking. I called it blasting.
On blast!
On blast. Because during the interview, Quincy said that Brando was the most charming mother effer he ever met, and he'd F anything. Anything. He'd F a mailbox, James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye. Ooh, he naming names.
I'm falling down. I'm falling down. What's going on?
Now, some people could have said, oh, he's just dropping names, mailbox, you know, Richard Pryor, but...
No. I mean, that's English. And English is my first language. I know exactly what he was trying to say there, and I'm sure
break it down.
You do, too.
Break it down, please.
I ain't about to get sued.
Okay. Well,
y'all read between the lines, okay? Now, Quincy wasn't just blowing smoke, because Pryor's wife told TMZ that he was right. And Pryor would have no shame admitting it, which I kind of believe. But we won't say any more than that. Now, she did tell the gossip site that Pryor, who passed away in 2005, was open about his bisexuality. Apparently, this is what they say. It was the 70s. Drugs were still good, especially Quaaludes. If you did enough cocaine, you'd swear word, a radiator, and send it flowers in the morning.
Oh, gosh. Well,
This is too much for
yeah,
me.
that's really deep. I don't know. There's a
cannot.
lot coming out. What else? It's like, maybe we should have Quincy here so we can spill some tea.
I'm
'cause he's
afraid of
just
what he'll
telling
say about
everything.
us once he leaves. I mean,
Be on your best behavior. You won't have anything to say.
okay.
I'm just worried about what else is going to come out about all these skeletons. And I wonder who else that is close to him is worried he may say something about them now. And they're like, oh, shoot.
You know what I've realized though? You notice he's only revealing private information, private details on people that have passed away.
So they can't say anything. All right.
So he could be lying.
Who knows?
Or maybe those of you that are alive don't have to worry until you die.
Oh, okay then. Well, there is a group out there that's definitely alive.
Who?
The Spice Girls. It looks like the reunion tour has been confirmed.
Yes!
That's right. And TMZ is reporting that it's just around the corner. Now, this comes just days after a recent photo was put up by Mel B of the ladies all hanging out together with the hashtag, "The future is looking spicy."
Hey. Now, sources say the plan is for the group to hit the stage in England first and then migrate over to the US of A. The girls' former manager, Simon Fuller, had the full support of all the ladies, but word has it that Victoria Beckham was the last to sign on.
That's why it's taking so long. She was like, I've got a fashion thing going
She's
on.
like,
I got
I'm
the
rich, I don't
family,
need
I'm-
y'all.
Right. Well,
And she don't.
Well, I'm glad she's coming back around because the 90s groups are reuniting. Not only them, you got Escape, you got P. Diddy's Bad Boy reunion tour last year. So it's actually seeing a lot of success with all these reunion tours that they're going on. So I guess, you know, Mel B's right. Things are definitely looking spicy. All right, now, for any high school athlete, National Signing Day is supposed to be one of the greatest days of your life. You just can envision all the money that's about to come to you after you graduate from college and everything, right? But that wasn't the case for Pensacola, Florida's wide receiver, Jacob Copeland.
The 6-foot, 190-pound football player committed to the Florida Gators over Alabama and Tennessee live on air. And while most parents would have rejoiced in the decision of their child, Copeland's mother politely excused herself from the table and walked off.
Look at her. She's like, I'm out of here, boy. What's wrong with you? I don't know why you didn't pick Alabama. She's out of there. Well, the teen later said that we had a lot of conversations back and forth about where I should go to school, but God led me and my gut and led me to where my heart desired. And I couldn't go with my mind. I gotta go with my heart.
Well, Copeland's mother eventually signed the letter of intent and put her emotions to the side and hugged her son.
Only after he started crying, and he was like, oh, this is such a big deal. And then she's like, come here, baby, it's okay. No, but she should have been there for him from the start. I'm just saying.
Well, let's talk about parents who never, ever leave their kids by the wayside, no matter how crazy they get.
Whoop, got that right.
The Smiths.
Okay.
Now, Will Smith congratulated his son Jaden Smith on receiving 100 million streams. I will repeat that for those of you that didn't catch that. 100 million streams on Spotify for his Sire single, Icon.
That is huge. And of course, the famous actor couldn't just tweet or Instagram his congratulations. He recreated the video wearing the same outfit, same haircut, same grill, and lip sang the whole thing, and even did a little dance. We have a clip, so we want you to check this out.
I love
it. Check this out.
Start a record label, Misfits just did it. Whoa, nylon cover 5 minutes. Whoa, we are too hot in the business. Whoa, about to make a movie independent. Whoa, need new trucks independent. Whoa, I need you to listen to the vision. Whoa, all your verses sound like dirty dishes. I'm about to clean them in the kitchen. Whoa, and we making money by the minute. Whoa, I'm about to do it way different. I am just an icon living. I am just an icon living. Icon living. What you call an icon living? Start a record label, Misfits just did it. Whoa, nylon cover 5 minutes. Whoa, we up too hot in the business. Whoa, about to make a movie independent. Whoa, need new trucks independent. Whoa, I need you to listen to the vision. Whoa, all your verses sound like dirty dishes. I'm about to clean them in the kitchen. Whoa, I am just an icon living.
lines of, I mean, we will have the exact quote in a moment, but he said something along the lines of, it's such an amazing feeling for a parent to be in awe of their child. And I was like, damn.
That's pretty
That's
good.
deep.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I felt it.
You felt that right in your gut. Well, I'm glad he's supporting him, like you said. They're so supportive of their kids, and it's good to see him poking fun and, you know, having fun with the whole situation. And that was actually a nice little spoof video he did. I was impressed.
And, I mean, I didn't know exactly which way Jaden was heading a few years ago, but this album,
It's
fire.
makes it real clear, right?
He
Fire.
is so talented. Clearly, you inherited it from your mother and your father.
There you go. And we're going to listen to it in the break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to be right back with more Arise 360.
Because we are just icons living.
Icons living. Welcome back to Arise 360. Now, for sports fans out there, our next guest needs no introduction. He's an NBA champion who recently played for the Golden State Warriors.
Yes, indeedy, and now he's shooting for more success as the founder and CEO of his non-profit, Athletes vs. Cancer. Matt Barnes, welcome to Arise 360.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us,
And
gracing us with your 20-foot presence.
Now, we have to start off with the fact that after 14 seasons, you're now retired.
Yes.
How does it feel to be retired, and, you know, how are you spending your time besides your nonprofit?
Good. It's a relief, you know, to play 14 years, 15 years professionally, 4 years of college. Really, the last 20 years has been such a regimented schedule. So now I have more times for, you know, outside passions, more time to be a father, which is most important to me, and then, like you said, my cancer foundation, and then all my other businesses I'm into.
Wow. Busy man.
that.
You're supposed to
Very.
retire and get less busy.
Right.
Relax.
I'm excited about the next step. You know what I mean? I think basketball was obviously a great part of my life, but it was such a small part. You know, I have so much more living to do, so I'm excited about what's next.
But still in the arena of sports, I mean, you're currently the sports analyst for Fox, right?
Yeah, well, I did some correspondent work for them. I think I may be doing some work for All-Star Forum, so they kind of just wanted to see what I was about and what I was doing. So I mean, that was a fun day. That worked out. I want to get into broadcasting, but not right now.
So tell me what it feels like or what it felt like being on the other side of the camera.
It was good. I liked it. You know, I've been on this side of the camera so much in my life. It's just I'd rather be behind. I want to direct it and produce and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think I've worn my on-camera time out. I'm ready to get behind camera.
Well, do you think you'll be producing more like movies, documentary films? Or
Both. I have
sports?
about 6 scripted, non-scripted TV shows, documentaries, and then actually a big project we just got was The Life Rest of Huey Newton. So we secured the funding and the script for that, and so now we're going after, you know, our acting cast, and that'll be a really big movie.
Sounds right.
So I hate to continuously take you back to sports, but obviously you made your fame as a basketball player.
problem.
Right.
What people do not know about you, though, is you grew up as a great football player. Can we potentially see any foray into the world of NFL?
No, I'm too old now. You know, I'll be.
Like Michael Jordan did.
Right.
He came back, did basketball and baseball after
I could
basketball.
have did it earlier.
Why can't you
Yeah.
be like the first, you know, maybe take a sabbatical and then come back when you're 50 and be like,
Right.
I'm late,
50,
I'm great, and I'm
right.
fabulous.
I think I'm actually going to play in a flag football tournament this summer.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be 38 next month, so the NFL is out.
He's
But
still a baby.
Not
He's almost
bad.
38.
but
Like,
sports.
48.
Yeah,
It's a rocket.
but in the sports world, that's kind of old.
Yeah.
You know, I'm young in life, but I have a lot more living to do. But in the sports world, I'm kind of ancient. So
Fair enough, fair
Right.
enough. All right, well, speaking of growing up and playing sports, I know that you grew up with a mother who was Italian and your father was African American, and it seems like you had a rough childhood because of that. Why so?
First is just, you know, a lot of drug abuse and abuse in general in the house. But then growing up biracial, people don't understand you really don't have a side to identify with. You know, I wasn't black enough and I wasn't white enough. So I just was kind of there by myself, you know what I mean? So unfortunately that led to a lot of fights and getting in trouble growing up until people just understood, like, okay, you're not going to talk trash, you know. So it took a little while. It got so bad that my mom actually had to come work at the school to kind of keep me out of trouble, because like I said, it wasn't like I was looking for trouble, but you know, I was taught that, you know, if someone, you know, called you the N-word, you know, do something about it. That's just the way my dad was raised, and that's the way I was raised. So I was, you know, constantly getting into stuff. So.
Were you experiencing racism as an African American, but also as an Italian American?
I think more of being an African American. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in a rough neighborhood, but my parents always put me in white schools because they wanted me to have a somewhat better education. You know what I mean? So it was really just you know, a racism on being black. It got to a point where in my senior year of high school, my school was vandalized, buildings were burned. Wow. You know, the NAACP had to come down and have my back. It got pretty hectic out there.
Yeah, it did get hectic. When we can hear a little bit more about it in your documentary, we actually have a clip that we'll show of your documentary where you're talking about it, and then we'll come back and discuss.
Let's take a look.
Year in high school, my sister was a freshman, which is his mom, and there was a kid that kept messing with her, and he, you know, she said he was calling her. And I was just like, really? And she's like, yeah, I told my teacher he won't leave me alone. So one day after class, I only had 4 periods. So after class, she comes crying to me and said, you know, this boy spit in my hair and called me a n***. I was like, what? And she showed me she still had the spit in her hair and she was crying. She had her girlfriends with her. So I went and the kid happened to just walk by. So I just took off on him. When I went to the office, it was just, you know, why'd you do that? And I'm just like, you know, he called my sister. Well, you know, his dad's a prominent lawyer in this city, and he wasn't raised like that, and I know he wouldn't talk like that, so, you know, why'd you do that? So they didn't believe, you know, what I did. So long story short, I ended up getting suspended for 6 days. This is on a Wednesday, I want to say. I got suspended Wednesday. Thursday night, I guess a bunch of KKK people came up here and vandalized the school, had a mannequin with my football jersey, Dye, Barnes. It made national news, like the NAACP and everything came up here.
Powerful.
Wow. I mean, we have to go and watch that documentary in its entirety. Yeah. But your mother actually passed away from cancer 10 years ago, which is why you created the foundation Athletes vs. Cancer. Tell me a bit more about the organization.
She was diagnosed November 1st, 2007 and died November 27th. So within 26 days, she was gone. She was diagnosed with 4 cancers, all in stage 4. She ended up dying from liver cancer. But after kind of the smoke cleared from that incident, I kind of wanted to create something that just helped people. You know what I mean? I went through such a dramatic experience losing my mom. So we started off with, you know, health fairs, screening clinics, kind of knowing your body, you know, the old adage, you know, knowledge is power. But now I'm kind of transitioning more to, I've been paying for a lot of surgeries and medicines, unfortunately some funerals, some hospice care. And then my ultimate goal is to create a scholarship program for kids who've beat cancer to go on to college. Because I realize, you know, whether insurance covers it or your family has to cover it, you know, congratulations that you beat it, but now what's next? Yeah. You know what I mean? So we want to be able to kind of bridge that gap and help kids that, you know, have obviously won the battle of a lifetime go on to college.
And why is it important for you, and what do you get out of doing this type of work that you're doing?
I just think to give back. You know, I've been fortunate enough to have a rough but amazing life. You know what I mean? I got to throw a ball in a hoop and make millions of dollars, you know what I mean? And I'm very thankful for that. But, you know, I also grew up understanding that, you know, a lot of people were less fortunate. And now that I am fortunate enough to give back and help, it's something I do often.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious, why your mother, did she never go to the doctor to find out
no,
she
actually went.
Like, how did she wait so long?
We actually were gonna sue Kaiser until we found out how common lawsuits against Kaiser was. But she went to the doctor 6 times in a year and a half, and they never did any screening. She was heavy set, so they told her to change her diet, eat right, exercise. She did all that.
What?
Still never screened. So she actually had a minor heart attack at work. Rushed to the hospital. Got her vitals down and tried to get her right back out. And as my dad was wheeling her out, they saw the doctor that did my dad's knee surgery. And my mom explained, hey, I just had a heart attack today. They're already kicking me out. I still don't feel good. So he was the first person actually the day she had a heart attack to screen her. And that's when they found out how much cancer she had. So we actually had a lawsuit against against Kaiser until we found out, you know, I wasn't looking for any money. We just kind of wanted it to write it, you know, but we found out how common Kaiser gets sued. So we just kind of dropped the lawsuit.
Wow. Man, that is powerful but incredibly sad. But I'm really happy that you're doing something positive out of such a negative experience. And now that you have more time to dedicate to the organization, tell me about where you envision it going and what sort of impact you're looking to make with it.
Like I said, my goal is to be more hands-on now that I have more time. Like I said, just to really be helping people is where I get, you know, the hope and the happiness from, because cancer is a monster and people don't understand it not only affects the person with it, but the, you know, your support system, your circle. You know what I mean? So trying to provide and bridge the gap there, helping with financial cost, and then like I said, to ultimately be a scholarship program for kids who've beat cancer and moved on. So, you know, I want it to be as big as possible, you know, and I call on my friends every summer. You guys had my football game up there. I do a football game with Snoop, and we've had everyone
it's actually a legendary flag
cool.
football.
And we had, you know, we have Kevin Durant, Chris Brown, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan.
Okay, so how did you hook up with Snoop Dogg in the beginning to actually put this together?
I've been a fan of Snoop for a long time. I got a chance to meet him when I went to UCLA. We became close friends, and then he lost his uncle to cancer. And you know, I'm a big football fan. He bleeds football, you know what I mean? So we're just like, hey, let's do a football game for cancer. And next year will be our 6th game.
Can I just tell you that I know absolutely nothing about football, American football.
Okay.
Yet I know everything about your flag football game.
Well, good.
Everyone knows. When he said legendary, he wasn't joking.
Yeah.
Everybody globally knows about that game. It's amazing.
We've had a lot of big people come through. You know, now our goal is obviously to continue to grow the game, but then, you know, grow the support we get, you know, from outside, you know, to continue to get some of the big companies behind us so we can raise some real money and really start going out there and making a difference.
That's good. Well, I know a lot of people that are watching may want to help make a difference. What can others do to give back?
Go to athletesversuscancer.com, and that'll tell you how you can donate, tell you more about the foundation, and then we'll be posting when the game, and we're actually picking dates right now. I'm checking with Snoop and his tour schedule to find out when we're going to have the game, but we do it every August. So, you know, once we get a final date, I'll send you guys the information. You guys can post, and if anyone's in California during that time, come out and support.
Definitely.
Love that. Absolutely. I will take a trip just for the game. I'll be there in my shorts. Can I play?
Yeah,
50-yard line.
I don't know anything about
It's all right. You just
American
come out there and
football.
play.
What are the
She
rules?
just wants somebody to tackle her. It's flag football. They don't do that.
Wait a minute. You didn't tell me that was a possibility. No, I'm joking. Now, we actually spoke about Jacob Copeland and his signing and his mother walking off when he picked.
That was unfortunate.
Right. So tell me about what you thought when you saw that, and did it bring back memories from your own signing days?
That really bothered me, to be honest with you, because you know, as a parent myself, you're supposed to love and support, and especially when you're doing such a positive thing with going to college. Like you're going to, your son is going to college. So the fact that he didn't pick the school you wanted him to go to, you're going to walk up and just disrupt his whole interview. And one of the I remember when I signed with UCLA, I was excited. You know, I mean, one of the best days of my life. And for him to sign with Florida and his mom just get up with disgust and walk away, it was disappointing as a parent, because like I said, you always want to support your kid, good and bad, but especially when they're doing something so amazing and going to college. And how can you just get up in the middle of that interview and disrupt it like that? Was crazy.
Mean spirited.
Exactly. And now, and you're a parent, so you know, are you hoping your kids follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, they both.
How would you be?
I want my kids to be happy. You know what I mean? Whether it's sports, academics, lawyers, doctors, whatever it may be. You know, I got blessed with 2 beautiful boys who are very intelligent and very athletic. You know, so whatever their lane is, I'm going to support that. But they both already said they want to be UCLA Bruins, which is cool.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Following that.
Wait, so what happens if one of them changes their mind later down the line and he says, "Daddy, I want to go to," I don't know, any other places to pick?
As long as he's going to somewhere to go to school, I'm completely fine with that.
There you go. So do they actually have hoop skills? What are they better at? Football,
both.
basketball?
Football and basketball, they're 2 main sports, but they play soccer, they've done baseball, karate, swimming. They play instruments. They're all over the place.
360 kids.
Yeah, so
Love
you know,
it.
they're going to be doing something.
All right, I'm sure they won't have any trouble getting a
Well,
scholarship.
with you as a father, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Much success with your organization.
Thank you guys very
And
much.
thank you for all the work you're doing and all the exposure you're bringing to, you know, an illness like cancer.
Well, thank you guys for helping me support, you know, to get the word out there. You know, it's something that affects everyone. You know, cancer doesn't discriminate from children to our grandparents, so it's something we need to continue to come together as a group and try to find a cause.
And one more time, the website again.
athletesversuscancer.com. athletesvscancer.com.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Matt.
All right.
And we will be right back with more Rise Entertainment 360. Stick around.
Welcome back to Arise 360. Now, many of you know that Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
Less than a week away.
Right? Well, our next guest is here to help you find long-term love and stay in love.
How? Teach me. Now, she's not only a celebrity matchmaker, but she's also a relationship investigator. Ooh. Susan Trombetti, welcome to Arise 360.
Oh, thank you for having me, Katir and Shannon.
Now, wait a minute. What is a relationship investigator? Is it what I do when I snoop after my ex-boyfriend's.
No, that's stalking, baby. That's
Oh,
stalking.
right, okay. So when I stand outside the house, when I'm not invited, that's not investigating, doesn't count?
No.
Okay.
So I have an investigations background. So anybody can pass a background check with a fake name, but I can tell you if it's really them or not, okay? And lots of other tricks. So it's exciting.
How do you know the person's giving you a fake name?
Because I have systems and I can tell, so I can look for that person and, see if they're really legit or not. It's from years of being in the business. I have over 25 years of experience.
It seems like with the catfishing thing that's very popular, people are creating fake profiles, right? How does that work exactly? How do people get caught up in it? Like, how do you not know?
I mean, I think they don't want to know, right? And I think it's so easy these days because, people text so much and you kind of fall for them through text is what I'm hearing. Like you have this emotional connection. You don't really think of it as real. It's on your fingertips and you say things that you really wouldn't say in person, So like I always hear like the women go, these guys, man, they wouldn't even kiss me. But then they're texting, like, I wish you were laying here with me on the couch by this romantic fireplace. So it's easier like when it's in your hand.
But what phone, right? What is going on?
So people get to know each other and they don't really make that connection except through text.
Wow. I am so intrigued. This is such a great conversation. I'm going to keep you here after the show. We need to have a conversation. But whilst we're on air, tell me about the celebrity couples that you've hooked up.
Oh, goodness. I can't really
Come on,
say.
Dish.
I can't really say it confidential.
Okay, you can give us initials.
So when I fix you up, you don't want me to like talk about you, right?
Okay, so then maybe let's switch gears and talk about the regular people.
Yeah, fine, all right, the regular boring people.
That's all about the regular
I
ones.
like to call myself the matchmaker to the rich and famous, a celebrity matchmaker. So that's me. Okay, so I can fix you up. I can find your true love.
What are some of the ways you help people find love? And it's like through apps, you recommend apps or?
So I recommend you do everything and anything. Just because you have me doesn't mean you lay back and do nothing else, okay? So, I mean, the power of intention, right? A lot of people, once they listen to me, they get really clear, you keep a relationship journal, okay? And you think about what you want, how you're going to get it, a dating action plan, which is sort of the same way. You think about your non-negotiables. I mean, this is big, and I'm not saying, like, okay, I'm not going to date any guy 6 foot and under. I want him 6 foot and over. I'm talking about the real things that you need. Did you read my diary? Because that's what most women want. But you realize at best, 87% of the men out there are under 6 foot, right? So, I mean, it might even be as, only 10% are 6 foot and over. So the statistics vary. So you've ruled out 90%
So wait,
of men.
if you have this checklist, how do you know what things you should compromise on and which things you shouldn't? Like, obviously, they can all be 6'5".
I mean, clearly I'm dealing in a pool of 10%. I'm not willing to negotiate or compromise on height. I don't want short babies.
So then you're going to be single, Katira.
Single girl.
Don't let 1 inch separate you from the man of your dreams. Right?
That's true.
I mean, there's lots of great guys. Go for short, fat, and funny. I mean, you'd be surprised how happy they can make you, right?
True.
I love
It's
that.
all about laughing.
That is true. I do love humor. Now, I actually read, in fact, I passed an advert on the subway that said that millennials only deal with dating apps such as Tinder and Plenty of Fish, that 14% of millennials deal with those 2 apps. What dating apps would you say?
Hook it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
You're swiping on those.
I feel like there's okay. Forgive me for saying this, but I think Plenty of Fish is low quality. Okay, that's what I think. So I mean, think about this. It's it's free, right? Even Match.com is not free, but I think Tinder's great for hookups, right? If you just want to hook up.
Right.
But if you want love,
If you want love, I love OkCupid.com. Okay, and then there's like How About We? I think that's still out there. There's just so many of them. There's some that you just get on and you pick like, here's the date. Okay, who wants to go on this date? Like, who's here right now? But I mean, don't get me wrong. Tinder can be great. When I first heard of Tinder, it was like this really interesting guy. She was like, I met this guy from National Geographic. He'd been all around the world, and he was very interesting. And I know people.
No.
Really, he was in person, right? So anyway, it's just you can meet. I know people, very prominent people that have met and married from Tinder.
Really?
Yes, and OkCupid.
But that's interesting because a lot of times, relationship experts, they say, don't, find something more than just the physical, and it seems like that's just the physical attraction.
Because it's literally, here are 4 of my best photos. Swipe right, swipe left.
And I just said this before, okay, the prettiest woman I've ever seen was one of the most unattractive, okay? And I don't really show photos, but occasionally I have to do a contract where I show a photo, all right? And sometimes the guys will be like, no, no, and I trick them, no, no, yes, 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 and I'm like, that's all the same woman, okay? So pictures, okay, they really don't. This is what I always say, the only people in online dating, okay, that look good are models and the people that are lying online dating, right? Most people you meet in person are better looking than their photo, right? Because so you
should read the profile more and their interests and those type of things.
Yes, you really should, and you should not lock it down. I always say this: don't lock it down in the first 90 days, okay?
When you say lock it down, what does that mean?
Don't go exclusive.
Make it private.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you might really be into them, but don't. I mean, you have to date so many of these people. It's a numbers game. You can meet who you're looking for online, but you have to go through so many of them. And first of all, as a matchmaker, I weed out all these people that you really shouldn't be dating because I use my interview tactics and I find out, like, do they do drugs, right?
We definitely have to do a session with Couture afterwards, and then we'll like follow her journey.
Yeah, and are they really
You want to follow my journey? Listen, you will not have any information. You will be so bored because I'll be like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, but that's what you should be. You should be like, okay, what are you looking for? You know, are you commitment minded? Are you going to treat me? These are all the things you're looking for.
Question.
And so if you had 100 people online, I bet you could only get one of them that are going to meet your real criteria.
So my question now is, because you've spoken about the benefits of online dating, but you've also said it's better to meet these people in person. So if you were to pick between meeting a person in the traditional way of, you know, a bar or club or the library or wherever, or sitting at home and interviewing them via the medium of online dating, which would you say is better?
So I would say, I mean, really, I guess your odds are better if you do a little of everything, but I always recommend use a matchmaker, okay? And if you can't afford a matchmaker, there's a matchmaker for everybody's budget, okay? If you can't, then what you need to do is go to charities, charitable events, galas, that sort of thing. Become involved because, like, I don't care if it's your dog, you love your dog, right? So you become involved in something for pet rescue, whatever it may be, then you're going to meet a like-minded individual there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before you go, we want to play a hot round. We got to go real quick lightning round because you're great at predictions, and we want to know what you think about some of these celebrity couples and if they're going to last or if they're going to fail.
And how long they're going to last.
Yeah.
If you can do that.
First one, okay, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. What do you think?
Okay, they're going to last.
Oh,
definitely.
good.
I mean,
So
they
that
learned
rules
their
out my next
lesson from
question.
Diana and
Rules out my next question of Prince Harry and Katia King. That's not a possibility.
no,
Okay.
no, they're
So
gonna
we'll move
last,
swiftly
sorry.
on. Prince William and Kate Middleton.
they're going to last too. I mean, they've learned their lessons from Diana and Fergie, right? They learned love is really important. Don't marry for, you know, what looks good on paper.
Okay, speaking of looks, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez.
I think that's going to last.
No,
they've
come on.
No, I do. I mean, he's found religion. He's
think
very
so,
supportive
too.
of her.
Yeah.
She's like,
And
I
they're
don't
childhood
know.
sweethearts. They
Yes,
know each
that's
other
it.
inside
They're
and
just
out.
really pulled together. They
Yeah.
understand that world
Yeah.
together of
They can't
celebrity.
get away from each other.
Right, they just
Exactly.
can't seem to. Yeah, I think
Soulmates.
that's going to last, at least, you know, for the next 10 to 20 years.
Okay, I have a question, and it's very shady. Kylie Jenner and Travis.
Oh, no. That one's, listen, that's going to hit the bricks. That baby just popped out. Give him a month, right? Postpartum depression.
Dang.
I'm just going to be like, out the door you go, right?
Okay, 1 month. We're going to hold you to
What we
that.
are all thinking.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
not lie.
But 2 months and then she hid in the house. What kind of relationship is that?
Oh, my
I love
God.
that, and I
Stuck
love
with her.
you.
Yes, that is awesome. Thank you, Steph. We need a matchmaker help. Where can we find you?
Exclusivematchmaking.net.
Okay,
So
well,
definitely look me
I
up
will be
there.
hitting
Thank
you up.
you so much. We appreciate
Let's
it. We're
see
going to
How long it
Consider
takes you
us.
to find me a husband.
Oh,
Hopefully I
Lord.
won't die alone.
You're going to be looking for a while, and we'll be right back with more 360. She's like, no.
I mean,
no,
literally.
no. Welcome back to Arise 360. By the time she walked in the studio, you could tell love was in the air, and so is hip hop.
Hey. Now we are joined by one of the most recognizable reality personalities on TV, Love and Hip Hop Miami star, Shay Johnson. Hey, Shay J.
Hey, beautiful.
We've got to talk about this, right? This moment
All
you're giving
of
us
this.
here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Amazing, yeah.
okay, no, the first thing we need to talk about, aside from the fact that you are ridiculously beautiful,
Thank you.
is was your weight loss journey?
Oh, yeah.
Where's the rest of you? Hey, a whole person.
You know what? I've been working out for 3 years with my trainer, Derek Taylor, and I started because I was in a depressing state of mind. I was eating everything, bread, pasta, sodas, and I gained so much weight I really couldn't fit anything, and I didn't care.
Yeah.
So I decided to get my mind right, and I went and found my trainer, Derek Taylor, and I've been on it ever since. I didn't know it would turn into this Shay J Fit brand.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was just doing it for self-gratification because I wanted to look good. But a lot of people started following me. I gave all these people motivation because I was posting videos on social media to where now I have my website, shayjfit.com. My app is coming out in 2 weeks, and now I'm able to help a lot of different people.
When helping people, you talked about, you know, pulling yourself out of that. How did you pull yourself out of that depression, that funk? Because a lot of people are there and they don't know how to get out to even think about going to the gym.
You know what? My trainer is a life coach. So before he started training me, he said, I need to get your mind right first. Tell me what's going on in your life. He needed to figure out why I was thinking on a negative level. Why did I just give up? So once I started releasing all of this negative energy, I needed to get it out. And I didn't know that. He knew I needed to talk about it, get it out. In order to move forward, you have to face whatever your reality is. So I faced my reality, I got over it, and I started working out, and I put all of that negative energy into the gym, and look, my results are amazing. I lost over 50 pounds.
I love
Congrats.
it. Now, we have to talk about your journey because you've been in everything from Flavor of Love 2 to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta to Love and Hip Hop Miami to 106 in Park to the Target Show. I mean, I could go on.
And she's seen them all.
I have seen them all. Every single one.
You're a
every
reality star
single-
guru? You
Girl,
watch every show?
I'm a Shay Johnson girl.
See, I love these. I love this. They be knowing everything.
You have 1.5 million followers, and I'm one of them. Okay? We love you, right? So tell me, how has reality TV changed your life?
It changed my life because it gave me a platform to be who I am. People love watching me, and I'm no different off TV than I am on TV. For example, Shay J Fit. Without reality television, I would not have been able to reach as many people as I do now. Love and Hip Hop Miami gave me that exposure. So outside of the negative with the relationship that's going on Love and Hip Hop Miami, the positive is I have a platform and I'm using it in a positive way to help people.
Absolutely.
So
now we are going to talk about those relationships that you tried to skip over. Unfortunately, we caught it.
I understand. Let's go.
Where do we start?
Let's
start with
Scrappy.
He was just on screen, so let's start with
go
Scrappy.
back a little bit. We're going to start with that.
We can start with him.
Okay.
He is on the show Love and Hip Hop Miami with me right now. Actually, we are not together. Everybody knows he ran off and got married. But within 30 days, Scrappy and I were together. We were intimate, and he also was trying to get with several other women. He tried to go back and forth with his child's mother. He was feeding me lies in Miami. And you ever had that one guy? I know you know what I'm talking about. That one guy to where you shouldn't believe nothing he says, but
honey,
no
you ain't
matter
gotta
what he
say
says,
no
you
more.
believe everything.
So weak in the knees.
Yeah.
I do. That's what it was.
So for Scrappy, anything he told me, I would believe it. So when he came down to Miami, I wanted
to so desperately.
I mean, even now, I'm not going to lie, I will always have love for that man. But I will respect the fact that he's married, but I will never respect the fact how he hurt me and just ran off, because this is not one time that he just hurt me. He's hurt me multiple times, and I never speak on it. I'm always quiet, trying to protect his feelings. And at this point in my life, I'm focused on me, and I'm going to protect my feelings. And I'm not here to bash him, but I am here to tell the truth. We had a situation in Miami. We were dealing with each other. We were sexual. We were intimate. And he literally just didn't understand. He just didn't want to deal with what I had going on in Miami. And I didn't trust him fully to tell him everything that was going on in Miami, meaning my past relationship with Pleasure. So he felt violated because he didn't know, which I didn't get because you were engaged at one point. So my history with Pleasure has nothing to do with you because you were engaged. So moving forward, why couldn't he and I just figure it out together? But he felt violated because I didn't tell him about my history. So I actually decided to leave the situation alone this time, for the first time. I said, no, I don't want to have nothing to do with you because I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired. Tired of crying.
I'm really good at predicting the future. Now that you are the one to let him go, he's going to be on you.
Why Why ain't you texting me back?
Right?
It's really funny because he put up a recent video talking about how Love and Hip Hop Miami was so long ago and how he's so happy now. Bullshit. I'm so sorry.
If you were, you wouldn't have to say it, huh?
You wouldn't have to say it. I know someone's pushing him to make that video. I won't say any names, but I get it. You have to satisfy your woman. That's who you're with right now.
But what about the other woman in his life? What about his mama?
His mother.
Mama D has this love for me that won't ever go away. You know what I mean? But the way that I am, I had to let the whole situation go in order to move forward. I didn't want to stay connected at all, but I love that lady.
Yeah.
We've made money together, we partied together. She's crazy, I know, but I match her crazy sometimes.
Yeah. Now, you did mention your other boo thing.
Yeah, Pleasure
in
P.
passing. Yes, Pleasure P of Pretty Ricky fame. Now, talk to me about him, but not just specific, not just sorry, in general, but specifically about the way he took his ex back and then sort of jilted you.
It was hurtful again, but this Pleasure is more difficult to deal with than Scrappy because he always feels like he's right, and when he wants something, he wants it. My thing with him was I came all the way down to Miami to see if we can take our relationship further because we had a lot of trust issues. And as soon as I get to Miami, it's like reality TV is a blessing and a curse. When I get to Miami, I find out you're dipping and dabbing with your ex, and I'm down here to be with you. Yeah. So the blessing is that I was able to use the platform for Shay J Fit. The curse was, of course, I ended up hurt, but without this television show, I would not have known anything.
Yes.
You know, I'm all the way in Atlanta. You're all the way in Miami, so you could be a playboy every day and call me. I didn't do anything, and I'll believe it. When you're in love, you believe all of the nonsense.
Valentine's Day.
I know, right? Okay, wait, so just to clear the air and get everything situated, because there's a lot of love situations going on.
Yeah.
Who are you with now? And
She's
what
with
are you looking for?
herself.
Are
This
you single, ready to mingle? Or, because we could be behind in some of the episodes, so I'm trying to get
This is
caught
what
up.
I would say. I was advised by Mona Scott Young, watch what you say.
Love Mona.
You know, you can't tell what's going on. So I would have to say, watch the story because we do have, 4 or 5 more weeks for Love and Hip Hop Miami. But you will see my ending result on there. But I told you a lot what I'm dealing with. And I go home and cry like everybody else. But when I walk out my door, I put on my game face. But I hug my pillows and I cry all the time because I go through the same thing that anybody else would go through. I'm just as human as anybody else. I'm just on TV. And a lot of people can't do this. It's like, how do you allow your life to be exposed to everybody, to allow everybody to have an opinion on you based on a minimum amount of who you are, an edited version of who you are, you know? So, but at the same time, I allowed you into my life. I won't agree with your opinion, but I respect the fact that you have one.
Yeah,
you know,
you're a stronger woman than I am because I for sure would not be comfortable with people following me around 24/7. I can't.
Get out of my face!
I'm like, get away from me right now.
it's not easy, but
Okay, well, since you had so many unfortunate situations or bad situations, however you want to say it, if you had the perfect relationship, we had a relationship coach on earlier, what would you be looking for in that love?
let me tell you something. I spoke with that relationship coach before she left. I said, as soon as I heard she was a relationship coach, I said, can I get your number?
Right.
Because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I don't have, I'm the type that I will admit when I'm wrong. I will admit that I need help. I have my team here. Without my team, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean?
So is it you or is it them?
I think it's both. I can't put the blame on everybody else. I have things in my life and ways in my life I need to fix and turn. When I find him, we can work on that together. But right now, I need to focus on me.
I love that. But I love you, so I will automatically love anything that comes out of your mouth. But let's make the transition from reality TV to all of your other endeavors because you are a multifaceted woman. You are, of course, a reality TV star, but you also hosted 107.9 Atlanta Radio in the mornings.
Yes,
you
I
are an
did.
entrepreneur. You are a philanthropist. Girl, you doing everything. So tell me about the transition to radio. How difficult was that for you?
Radio was easy. I actually went into 107.9 for an interview and in Atlanta, Georgia. And they loved my personality so much they gave me a job, you know. And I also worked for 94.5 in Atlanta. But once I started doing the reality TV, it's hard to do radio and reality TV because you have to be there at a certain time. And I was all the way in Miami, so it's not that I can't go back to. I love radio. I'll go back to radio, but right now it's ShayJFit.com. It's focused on me. I want a husband. I want kids one day, and hopefully that life coach. She'll help me find that.
She'll find.
Hopefully she's watching this.
Right?
Susan, you're getting a call from Shay later today.
Besides Shay J Fit, you're also a brand ambassador for a lot of other things, especially like video games. How did you even get into like playing video games like Xbox?
Netflix,
So where'd that come
Xbox.
from?
I was working with a company called Console Kings. They're a third-party company out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they loved my look. So they said, "Would you be interested in working with Xbox and PlayStation?" I'm like, "What? Who's gonna say no to that?"
Right.
Yeah, of course. So the way that it works, we did a photo shoot, and you can download my pictures as screensavers to your Xbox and PlayStation. So I get residuals off of that. I thought it was cool. Nobody was doing it.
Very good.
And you know what's really funny? Since I've been into fitness, it's a whole different caliber of people that's coming at me with endorsements, and it's like I opened a door that I never thought would open. I didn't know that all of these different opportunities would be there, but I'm excited, and I'm going for them all.
Now, we are running out of time, unfortunately, but I'm going to keep you after the show to basically just harass you and become your best friend. However, let's talk about your philanthropic endeavors, because you are helping urban youth sort of have a better future. How fulfilling do you find that?
It's self-gratification. Like, I do a lot of things outside of TV as far as helping people. I give back to the community. I do a lot of charity work, and I don't expect it to get out because I'm not looking for everybody to, praise me. I do it for self-worth. I do it for self-gratification, and I love helping people. So when I seen this platform for Shay J Fit, I keep going back to that because I never knew so many people wanted help when it comes to losing weight and staying healthy. One thing I will say, this is advice for those that are trying to lose weight. It's not that I work out every day. It's my eating habit. I completely changed that. No breads, no pastas, no sodas, nothing.
Ever?
She's like, I'm not messing this up.
I work too hard. So once you change your eating habit, working out is the icing on the cake. That defines this body.
All right now, and that is the perfect way to end this segment. Body, Adi. Okay, so I do have to mention that you are also sort of consulting or creating your own hairline because your hair always looks amazing.
Shay J Bliss, yes.
Yes, but we can find everything on shaydayfit.com.
ShayJFit.com, ShayJohnson.com. You can go to my Instagram, which is I am Shay Johnson. You can go to my Snapchat, which is my Shay Johnson. You can find me. Google me, baby. I'm
Google her, very high. And on that note, that does it for us here at Arise Entertainment 360. He is Shannon Lanier. I'm Katura King, and you can Google her, baby. We'll see you tomorrow.